Hey guys, it's Gary, back in the garage again for what's coming up is going to be season 2 of Tales from the Garage. Wow, it's weird when you get away from making videos, time goes by very fast, and then it's hard to get back into the swing of things again. I mean, there was a time when I started, I was doing 2 videos a week. That's pretty much what I averaged at the beginning, and then it just, got less and less. And I'm kind of letting down a few people maybe by not doing them. Especially because those people have been quite prevalent in making their videos, which I enjoy, very much. I mean, there's nothing like getting that notice that, one of your best loved video makers has posted a new video up. So I've been greedily watching other folks and not making my own. The last ones were, as I may have mentioned before, or I have mentioned definitely, out here in the garage, which is really where I prefer to do the videos. There's no windows, there's no clock. It's a bit like a time capsule or a real man cave, like a real basement, which this isn't underground though. But time kind of stands still when you're in a place like this, especially at night, more so at night, because the garage door back there doesn't really seal all of the sounds of the street. I just don't happen to live on a busy street, but you can hear people doing things out there occasionally. If my neighbor who lives upstairs pulls up in the driveway, you can hear his car door slam, kind of thing. Maybe, I don't know if it come out on video. And because there's no heat in here, or cool air for that matter, I really couldn't do videos out here, for what turns out to be almost a half a year, really. I remember the last couple of videos I filmed out here, I was freezing my tail off, and it just got colder from there. So I took this computer that I'm recording on. I used to leave it out here in the garage all winter, even though the temperatures would get down to 0 at times. This year I decided, well, this computer's getting older, I don't want to push it because I can't afford to replace it. So I kind of, disconnected everything, and I brought it into the main part of the house, where it sat for 6 months, not connected to anything. Finally, this oddball weather that we've been having, I wouldn't say it's calmed down maybe now in the last couple of days, but just a week ago on Monday, our daily high on Monday was only in the mid-50s Fahrenheit, and that was the high. Then on Tuesday it got up to 75, and then on Wednesday after that for several days was about 90, all in the course of a couple of days, this big change. So I knew summer was coming, which I dread, but all the same, things are, now it's finally leveling off a little bit. It's more reasonably what it should be around here at springtime, mid-60s, 70, low 70s maybe. So since I knew, we weren't going to be plunging the depths of 0 anymore, time to bring the stuff out here. I really wanted to get the film back out here again. I think it was the last video I made, actually, which would have been inside. I had an insulting comment from somebody about filming in my bedroom, which I deleted so you wouldn't see it. But that also didn't help me to exactly want to make more videos at that point. Okay, so I'm really seriously hardly looking for a job now. I'm looking hardly, I should say. Because I've pretty much run out of money, and I've had a run of bad luck. My brakes on my car need to be done, and it looks like it's going to be an expensive job. And about a month ago, 4 weeks, something like that ago, the hot water heater broke. It was about $1,400 to replace it, which is money I don't have, but you need hot water. It wasn't easy because I had to wait about 10 days for the guy to do the job. So thankfully a neighbor allowed me to walk over there and take showers at her place, a family friend. It's still a bit of a pain, even as close as it is. And for the rest of the time, because the weather was at that point still winter here, it was very cold. And just washing your hands in the sink, you'd get a chill because there was nothing but cold water. So I found myself doing a lot of boiling of water, getting a big pot of water and boiling it, and actually bringing it into the bathroom to kind of mix with the cold water, just to wash my hands or sometimes to wash up a little bit, you know, when I couldn't take a full shower, you know, for a few hours or whatever. So that was, you know, it's nice to have hot water. When you don't have it, you really appreciate the modern conveniences. But it was a very expensive proposition. It kind of drained the last money that I had saved up for my living expenses. So one of the reasons I started this channel, unfortunately for all of you, is to sell my stuff. And I'm going to, I kind of put up a little mention that I did record and put out a new CD. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to link it so you can hear the whole thing online, as well as 2 of my previous CDs. So the whole thing is up here on YouTube to listen to. But you know, if you are so inclined and you really enjoy it, I'm just going to appeal to the goodness of your heart to consider buying a copy if you like it, and if you have the means to buy a copy, financially speaking, and if it's available in your territory. But you can hear the whole thing. I'm going to put a link to my folder that I created where this music is, along with 2 other albums I made. And I'll put a link up to places. I know some people get back to me and tell me the links don't always work because they're very long strings, some of them. But they are available on Amazon. And they should be available in different countries on Amazon too. They should be available in Europe on Amazon. They should be available in Canada on Amazon. So I haven't been too successful with all the links that I've posted, and I really did just post the America Amazon, as most, well, a lot of my viewers are here in the U.S. But supposedly, they should be available as well through Amazon in other countries. And there's a whole bunch of other, here in America, there's a very reasonably priced service called Deep Discount. And Deep Discount sells just DVDs and CDs and a little bit of vinyl. Not books, nothing like that, but their prices are really good. But you have to look around. I don't understand the pricing structure for these things. Some are outrageously expensive, and I certainly don't get any more money from the places that charge $22 for a single CD than the places that charge $14 or $16. My cut of it is all the same because it's basically only coming out of one distribution hub. So I always say shop around. You know, if you are going to buy it, take a look at where it's cheapest for you, especially in the U.S. where you got a bunch of choices. And a lot of times the people that actually do the distribution, which is CD Baby, a lot of times they have the cheapest price for it. So I'm going to show the album. I'm going to ask a question too, if anybody is so inclined to answer. The newest album, which I recorded started in January 31st, and this was something I've never done this before. I actually recorded this in an entire week, 1 week. And it took longer to mix it. It took two plus weeks to mix it, and then get the copies made and all that stuff. It's called Landscapes Volume 1, and there's glare, I know. the photo that I took on there. And there's 7 landscapes, but one of them has 2 parts, so there's 8 tracks on there. It's playing in the background. I hope a little bit of it's coming out. I have a question though. You know, this is a standard CD case that this, you know, comes in. You know, there's no real booklet. It's just a front and back page. There's the back page. There's the back page. There's the back page. There's the CD. And you know, standard side where you could read the title and all that. I was thinking for the future though that I was going to use slimline cases, and I wanted to get people's opinion because I don't know, some people might feel ripped off if they pay full price for a CD and it comes in a slimline case instead of the one I just showed you. But I'll show you what this one kind of looks like in a slimline case. Here's, you know, the cover is going to be the same, but there's no spine, and that's the one big downside, I think, is the fact that there's no spine for you to be able to read the title if, like all of us, you have hundreds of CDs stacked up. And of course, this is falling out. But you know, the inside page is the same. What you don't get is you don't get a back page in the slimline case because there's no pocket, there's no place to put it. So you don't have the spine with the title on it. But this one isn't perfectly clear, it's tinted blue. But what I would do is I would get the clearer cases, and then, you know, the CD would face outside, so the back of it you actually see the cover of the CD instead of the standard release, which has the booklet. But you know, the information on the back here is really the same information that's already contained on this inside page, which is the same for both versions. And my reason for doing, you know, for wanting to do the slimline cases actually doesn't have to do that much with cost. The cost to get the standard size CD jewel cases and the slimlines are actually oddly enough about the same, which is strange to me because there's more plastic in these. You've got that back page insert thing. But they charge about the same for these. So I wouldn't be saving money there by going the slimline route. Where it helps me a great deal, though, is mailing. To mail the, I have to find bigger boxes all the time to send out multiple copies of these, and you know, that whole issue comes up. And you know, if I'm sending more than one CD, that is, which I pretty much always do. It's really, it saves the shipping to use slimlines. But I don't know how people feel about slimlines, the slimline cases. I don't know if they feel maybe like they're getting ripped off, you know, because traditionally these used to be used only for CD singles. But in recent years, I have purchased myself full-size, full-length, full-priced albums on CD that came in either slimlines or even the cardboard cases. And I don't mean like the cardboard digipacks, but I mean just a regular cardboard sleeve. You know, no booklet, you know, just the front and back of the cardboard sleeve. And, you know, that surprises me a little bit. You know, that was traditionally also something that was used for CD singles. But I've purchased a handful of albums that came like that, too. But, you know, I don't know what people's perception is. Or if specifically, they might not like these only because they don't get the spine, you know, and they can't, you know, it's harder to find it amongst your collection. So if anybody wants to give me a vote, you could just give me a thumbs up or thumbs down for the, or actually not a thumbs up on the video, but rather, you know, tell me slimline cases suck or don't like slimlines or, you know, whatever, you know, or slimlines are okay. I'm just curious as to people's opinion. And you don't have to put anything else if you don't want to. So the weird thing is it's really cold in here and it's warm outside. So before I actually opened to try to let some air in here, you would think it was air conditioned in here. It's freaking freezing in here. I don't know. It's just, it's a ground floor basement concrete. Maybe that's why. I guess that's good when it comes to when summer really settles in. It does tend to stay reasonably cool in here, much cooler than outside. So right now it's not so good, only because it's barely 70 outside, and it's cool in here. So I'm going to be doing Tales from the Garage, and maybe doing some talking about other things, not politics, but still within the music realm. And then what I've been listening to, and new discoveries, and maybe some old CDs that I've dug out, because I have been buying some CDs, but not like I used to, and I shouldn't. But that's my one weakness, is buying albums. Where I shouldn't be spending money when I don't have a job. But I have got some things, but I've also gone back into the collection and pulled out things that I didn't even initially like, and have changed my opinion on them. So, interesting things like that happen when you try not to go nuts and spend too much money. And, we all have, most of the people watching this have pretty extensive collections. And, we all go to... it's nice sometimes to pull things out and to find out, oh, I didn't like this at first, but this isn't bad now. So, I'll do some of those. I'll do anything, those landmark, those Touchtone albums, things that maybe changed my musical perspective, even though they're albums that I've shown before. But I'll get into all that, whatever. So I just wanted to come on, do a video, let everybody know it's still alive, because it's been it's been going on close to 3 months now, I think. Okay, guys, look at the links if you're interested to hear the music, and I'll be back with a video before too long. It won't be 3 months, I guarantee you. Take care.